It's undeniable that behind the rapid rise of Islamophobia lies a network of well-funded, self-proclaimed experts with much to gain personally, even if at the expense of an entire community. The likes of Pamela Geller and Robert Spencer did not appear out of thin air. Neither did the incessant insinuations by the mainstream media that American Muslims' loyalties were in conflict with the Constitution. In a highly contested presidential primary, the Republican candidates made it a point from very early in the campaign to demonize and attack Islam and Muslims, hoping to garner more support among voters and donors. As always, money talks, and the Islamophobia money machine is no exception. The Center for American Progress estimates that $57 million were contributed to various organizations whose key mission is to spread misinformation about Islam, and that money certainly paid off. The intricate Islamophobia network of so-called donors, Islamophobia organizations, talking heads, politicians, religious organizations, and media is so powerful that now over half of Americans have unfavorable views of Islam. During the anti-Sharia bill debacle that flooded state legislatures from 2010 to 2014, 30% of Americans believed that American Muslims were seeking to replace the American Constitution with Sharia. One cannot deny the effectiveness of the Islamophobia network and its proxies at swaying official policy and public opinion, as has been made abundantly clear during the past decade. So who exactly are the donors behind this dangerous network? The Islamophobia money machine props up self-proclaimed experts on Islam who lead numerous organizations and appear on numerous media outlets with the sole purpose of attacking Islam and Muslims. Pamela Geller, the nation's leading anti-Islam blogger and head of the Stop Islamization of America and the American Freedom Initiative, received funding from the Allen and Hope Winters Foundation. The same foundation also gave contributions to other Islamophobia organizations. Hope Winters was on the board of the Israel Project from 2006 to 2007, an organization whose purpose is to portray a more positive face of Israel. In fact, many members of the Israel Project's board of advisors are senators and members of Congress, the next layer of the Islamophobia network. The Islamophobia network's incoming cash flow is maintained by a small group of mega-donors. Donors include the recently deceased Richard Mellon Scaife, who through his charitable foundations contributed nearly $10.5 million, Republican mega-donor Sheldon Adelson, who was involved in the distribution of the Islamophobic documentary film Obsession via DVDs tucked into newspapers during the 2008 elections, and even San Francisco Giants owner Charles Johnson. The recipients of the Islamophobia Network funds are various organizations dedicated to promoting Islamophobia, including the Clarion Project, Middle East Forum, and Center for Security Policy. The Tea Party, which has organized anti-Islam protests across the country, has also reportedly received significant funding from the Koch brothers, whose combined wealth is only exceeded by Bill Gates and Warren Buffett among Americans. The largest donors of the Islamophobia network direct a good part of their contributions to political action committees which support most contenders in the Republican presidential race. Both Donald Trump and Ted Cruz appeared at an anti-Iran rally organized by none other than the Center for Security Policy, a major recipient of funding, around $7 million from Islamophobia donors. Frank Gaffney, founder and president of the Center for Security Policy and one of the architects of the anti-Sharia movement, was recently named to Ted Cruz's team of national security advisors. Gaffney also spoke at a conference about the Iranian threat organized by none other than the Israel Project. At the helm of the Israel Project is Joshua Block, a former spokesperson for the American Israel Public Affairs Committee, AIPAC, one of the top lobbying organizations in the U.S. advocating Israeli interests. While it's no surprise that money drives policy, it is a shame that the approximately $57 million Islamophobia industry is thriving unchecked, resulting in increasing acceptance of ideas such as proposed bans on Muslims entering America, patrols of non-existent quote-unquote Muslim neighborhoods, special IDs for American Muslims, and other ridiculous ideas. Isn't it time for us as a nation to overcome our bigotry and xenophobia?